Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the information session and the open day and launch for the Master of Science in Finance from the University of DePaul, in collaboration, of course, with the IBF. So just to introduce myself, my name is Lamia Ibrahim. I'm the program manager for the DePaul University program at the IBF. And today, I'm so happy to introduce our speakers and our guest attendees from DePaul as well. First of all, I'd like to introduce Dr. Tom Barry, who's the Department Chair of Finance and Real Estate at DePaul University, and Dr. Sanjay Deshmukund, who is also the Professor and Director of the Masters of Finance program at DePaul. And we have with us also Dr. Krista Hinton, the Associate Dean in Graduate Programs of CalSTAT's Graduate School of Business at DePaul, Dr. Whelan, who's also Associate Professor and Director of the Dryas Center for International Business and Associate Director of International Initiatives in China, who's also from DePaul University. I'm also very pleased that we have with us today a very dear alumni from the MSF program, Sheikh Ali bin Salman Al Khalifa, who's currently the Director of Investments at the Future Generation Reserve at the Ministry of Finance and National Economy at the Kingdom of Bahrain, who's going to share with us his experience and his journey after the Masters of Finance. So not to delay you any further, I'm also pleased to introduce Dr. Raja Buchiri, who's the head of the Academic Center at BIBF, who will give us a brief welcome note, and then we can start with Dr. Tom Barry, who will speak about the program. Dr. Raja.
Thank you, Lamia. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good, blessed and pleasant evening for our people from the US, and a very good, blessed and morning for our people in the US, and a very good, blessed and pleasant evening from people from Bahrain. Hope all of you is well, your families, and staying safe. I am happy and proud to be with you today, and just to highlight few points of our strategic relationship with DePaul University. BIBF partnership and DePaul has been having solid relationship for almost 20 years from now. We have more than 700 graduates. The current programs that we offer are MBA and MSHR. And recently we will be relaunching the MS in Finance due to the high increase in the demand in the market, due to the importance of Master in Finance. Our colleagues in DePaul has already added new innovations and new changes in the module, which will be in line with the market trends. All of our programs in partnership with DePaul are accredited by the AACSB and HEC in Bahrain. As BIBF is keen on partnering to partner with highly recognized international universities to bring excellence across the education sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain and to continue in bridging the gap in the financial sector. So I would say welcome all, and I'm very much happy and proud to meet with all of you, and hopefully that this session is going to be useful for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Raja. Before I pass the parallel to Dr. Tom Barry, I'd like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, please write them in the Q&A chat, and then we will address them towards the end. So, Dr. Thomas Barry.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. We're delighted to make a presentation here on behalf of DePaul in our Master of Science program, which we've revamped a little bit, specifically for reintroducing it here in Bahrain. I think we have a little film here, don't we? Is the film not working?
Was it playing before?
It played for about a second and then it stopped.
Oh, okay. Let me try again.
Okay. If not, we'll move on.
Sure.
Okay, I didn't get the volume on there, but I'm sure it's really excellent. So at least it gives you a view of what's going on at DePaul if you couldn't hear anything. It was mentioned earlier that we've been in partnership since 2001. It's been very successful. I came that year and I've been back many times. I love my visits there. It was also mentioned we're accredited both in the Gulf and with ACSB, which is important. Excuse me, less than 5% of business schools worldwide are accredited by the AACSB. So we're in a lead company there. And we've got 700 alums, at from BIBF. And not only are the DePaul alums all over the world, but some of those are. I've had students from many of the Gulf countries and other places in my classes. The program in Bahrain, we use DePaul faculty there. And Wei, can you put us to the next slide here? Yeah. We had a little gap there where we didn't run the MSF. But we're back now with a revamped program, and we really look forward to, putting out more future leaders like our honored guest today, the Sheikh, and he'll talk a little bit later about, his experiences here. We think we have great faculty. We run small classes so we can get to know you. Which is one of the reasons I like coming, the wonderful people that I've gotten to meet there. We have both a core program and some electives, which we'll talk about here in a second. I think that's next, yeah. The core are the first few there, the financial management, the tools, investments and statements, and a second course in corporate. And then we have some electives there. We thought Islamic finance would be good. We think fintech, Bahrain is a hub for fintech now, and so we thought we want to get that in. And then at the end, the Chicago seminar, which is still in development. With COVID, it's been hard to plan a lot of things, but the idea would be to make it a very interactive networking, I was going to say fun, if you're allowed to say that with academics, but with corporate visits, with speakers, with some trading room applications. In the film, you saw one of our trading rooms with the computers all over. We're very proud of those, and we'd like to utilize those. This is our tentative schedule. We hope we can do everything. We were certainly delayed a little bit with the pandemic, but if all goes well, this is what it looks like. You'll see some X's there on course numbers just because these are now unique courses. We're tailoring them specifically for the mutual benefit of this program. You know, and the summer program I mentioned before, it's, you know, we're really looking forward to showing you the kind of hospitality that we're always shown when we go over there. You know, I've just, it's not just the students, I mean, it's the wonderful cultural events that we've been able to go to, the museums, the history of the area, the shopping, the restaurants, and I don't mean just the fancy places in Adlia. I mean the little mom and pop places that people take us for good food. So you know, we want to do the same for you, and when we determine more about that, we'll get that information to you. Okay. Without further ado, I think I turn it over now to the Sheikh, right, who's going to talk about his experiences as an alum and what the program has meant to him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Thom. And Bahrain is always your second home. Please do, we look forward to welcoming you again very soon, hopefully as things get much safer. Again, I would like to take this chance to thank DePaul and BIBF for having me join this session as your distinguished guest speaker alumni. To be honest, I'm quite honored to have the DePaul name within my CV. And as Damia pointed out earlier, I am currently the Director of Investments at the Future Generation Reserve within the Ministry of Finance and National Economy. My current responsibilities pertain to overlooking the all current public and private investments within the reserve, as well as going in to reevaluate and rebalance the asset allocation on a quarterly or monthly basis, along with discussing this obviously with the board, and then obviously coordinating with our local and regional and international partners with financial institutions that we usually meet with, and explore into new investment opportunities and trends. And it's quite honestly nice to see that the program is also back and coming to Bahrain. Honestly speaking, it's also nice to see that they've also been adapting the recent financial trends as well into the curriculum, which is very nice to see, which goes into with the recent launch of a couple of years ago with the Bahrain FinTech Day, which we're, as the Kingdom of Bahrain, very proud of. To take you back to why I decided to specialize back in this program in 2009, which seems quite a long time now, but it was quite interesting as it was quite early on towards my career, and I had just started 2 years within an investment bank based locally here. However, I was working within a department that was much more focused on long-term lending and financing. And what I felt where I was lacking was much more on the exposure and understanding of recent developments on financial and capital markets internationally. So this is where I decided to help myself gain a further advantage and get into this program. And honestly speaking, due to the nice timing of getting in and doing this program back in 2009, as the global financial crisis was just about to was just exposed with all the banks and their issues and liquidity. It was quite interesting to actually get all those recent updates from those classes. I recall a lot of very interesting case studies pertaining to a lot of the developments There was a few, if I recall, one about the Bear Stearns being acquired by Merrill Lynch, if I'm not mistaken. We got into very thorough detail, which, honestly speaking, I don't think you will be able to find an institution that will be able to provide you with such very insightful and qualitative discussions in the right timing. That will be very great for an added value for all participants in this program, going back once they're done with their with the program into their career. What's also interesting is that they create this very interesting sort of hybrid solution for people like us based here in Bahrain, and help us merge both the ideas of the recent financial developments globally, or as well in the US, as well as merging it into these ideas here in Bahrain. So at least we can have that blended understanding on all this large, diverse world of finance, which we have to be honest, is not as exposed here in Bahrain as we would have, like, say, for example, in New York City or as well in Chicago, which I'm very delighted to say that I've been able to visit a couple of times and very fond of. But the most key point that I'd like to also mention is the specialized alumni that you will get to be part of once you finish the program. Honestly speaking, being part of that 700, it's quite interesting that even though I've been done with the program for now close to 11 years, I'm still in contact with a lot of the people that I was actually with for the program, because we went in and it was very intensive. These courses that were there for 3 weeks from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. sometimes on Fridays and Saturdays were quite interesting. So eventually you get to not just have them as friends, but you become more of a family. And honestly speaking, as I believe Lamia pointed out, a lot of these individuals, including myself, have benefited significantly for having the name of DePaul on their CV, as we've been able to progress significantly within our careers, not just locally, but I know a couple of the people that actually have graduated with me have actually even been able to progress outside of Bahrain as well. So I thoroughly like to recommend that you highly consider applying to this program, especially if you are looking to advance and progress within your career in the financial sector. Without further ado, I'd like to open the floor to the rest of the speakers as well. If not, then we can definitely look forward to having some questions and discussions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tom, and thank you so much, Sheikh Ali, for your insights. If anyone would like to add anything, I don't see any questions. But I'd like to point out that all our programs, including the Masters of Finance, will start in October 2021, and registration is open now. So you can, if you have any inquiries or you'd like to apply, we are reachable at BIBF, and you can apply directly on our website, www.bibf.com. Which will take you directly to the DePaul page where you can apply online, and I'd be more than happy to assist you. I'll put my coordinates on the Q&A chat. If you'd like to reach out to me via email or phone, I'd be more than happy to help you. Would anyone like to add something from DePaul?
I guess I can say a few words. I would just add that if you decide to apply and enroll in the MSF program, you are not just getting a high caliber education. You are actually joining the global DePaul community of hundreds and thousands of alumni all over the world. So I encourage you to ask any questions that you may have and apply to become a part of the DePaul Global family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wei. Since there are no other questions, thank you for those who have joined us. Thank you for DePaul team for joining us today, and Sheikh Ali again. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to accept this invitation and to speak to us about your experience. I'd like to thank also our marketing team, Hannah, and for all her support throughout of this. And of course, I'd like to thank our biggest supporter, Dr. Raja, our head of academics, for all her efforts in making these programs a success. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get together for other seminars organized by DePaul. Thank you.